the Fargo Five. We're going into Fargo favorites, and we've got Santa Claus himself. Hello, Santa.
Good morning.
So, Santa, you don't live here.
No.
You live in the North Pole. Is that correct?
Let's go with that.
How many days a year do you spend up there?
Oh, I spend roughly 300 days a year there.
Okay. Well, okay. So you really are up there most of the time.
Yep.
And then you come and do all the visits to literally everywhere. That's why we get to see you.
Yep.
That's why you're here in Fargo today. So this is the Fargo Five. I want to keep it focused on Fargo places and Fargo locations. So while I appreciate you've got an international perspective, let's give the listeners what they came here for, which is insights as to the best places in Fargo to be. And you, of course, with your international perspective, gosh, who would know better to give us kind of an insight, an international insight here. So, it's a night. You've just had, 3,000 people sitting on your lap. You're tired. We're not going out to celebrate. It's not your anniversary. It's not Christmas Eve. It's nothing crazy. You're just going to go catch a bite to eat in the Fargo Metro. Where does Santa Claus want to have supper tonight?
Well, on the nights we do go out to eat, which is rare, it depends on what we're hungry for.
Okay.
We found a couple of local restaurants that are really good at doing what they do, whether it be Mexican out at with mangoes used to be our favorite, or if we want just a good steak, we'll go to the Silver Spike out in Dilworth.
Do you ever watch one, and maybe it's a little taboo bringing it up, but that old Louis C.K., just Louis, that show Louis?
Yeah.
And they talked about how they would go and do 2 meals, and they called it a bang bang. Do you do that?
No, we
Okay,
don't.
so we only get to eat one place tonight.
Yep.
Where are you going to go?
How am I going to go? I really like the Wurst Bier Hall.
Wurst Bier Hall, yeah.
I love spätzle.
Oh.
Spätzle
I don't know
is
what
one
that
of my
is.
favorites.
I never go. I don't leave the house.
Spätzle
Sorry.
is a German pasta, so to speak. And
my wife loves
it
pasta.
can be used in just about anything.
So the beer hall, you can get pasta?
Well, you get spätzle.
Okay.
Not pasta, it's spätzle. And it's similar to pasta in a lot, except it's little nuggets, not long strings.
Oh, so it's kind of like Nefla?
Kind of.
But outside of soup?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I really enjoy it. I love a lot of different cuisines and foods, but German was one of my early favorites.
Okay.
So sauerkraut,
Yeah.
spätzle,
Yeah.
love those quite well.
Yeah. I love sausage, but it doesn't love me. I'll eat it and have a tummy ache for days. But that spätzle sounds pretty good.
It is.
All right. So, when you're here, I don't know, do you ever find an opportunity to just meet with people for like a coffee?
Well,
Or do you go out? Does Santa Claus go out for a beer?
no, not for a beer.
You're probably working too much to take a break like that.
Yeah. I kind of fall back on some of my favorites, hot chocolate.
Yeah.
If I want to go and just talk and socialize with people.
Yeah, where would you, if I were to say, let's go grab a hot chocolate, where in Fargo would you go grab one?
Well, I've become rather fond of what they have at some of the local coffee shops, but I can't really find anybody who makes it as well as Mrs. Claus. She has developed a recipe over the years that just continues to wow me.
Yeah.
But we do go out and we have friends that we meet with in different places. One of the places we like to meet is the Country Kitchen out in South Moorhead.
The Country Kitchen?
It is really relaxing.
Yeah.
They have really good food and service.
Wow.
Very, I would say kind of generic as far as a menu, but very nice.
Just like a diner.
Yeah, very well done.
Yeah. Okay. And do they make hot chocolate there, or you don't even try? Oh, for sure they do, and you love it. Hot chocolate at the Country Kitchen with Santa Claus. I love that. That's very great. So when we had talked about this a little bit before the show, you do have a place to stay here. You have places to stay everywhere. People will give you a place to crash, and those places. Sometimes you're not cooking out. Sometimes you're cooking in. I mean, you have to eat. You eat, right? You eat
Right.
like a regular person, right? When
Well,
you're
now, if I'm cooking, Mrs. Claus, and I do cook quite a bit, especially during the winter, I make a lot of soups and stews. And the missus, her favorite, and always requests, is shrimp and sausage gumbo.
wow, gumbo.
Have you ever had gumbo?
I think so. I'm not. I think so. Shrimp, shrimp and sausage in like a stew kind of a thing.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
a southern stew.
Yeah.
And okra for vegetable. I put green peppers and onions in it, and it's served over rice in a bowl like soup.
Okay.
And then shrimp, and then of course sausage.
Now I'm hungry.
And I found out years ago that the way I make it is much more hot.
Oh, it's like
than what
spicy.
than what they traditionally make.
When Southerners are known for being spicy.
Well, and I found out I was visiting New Orleans once, and a young lady, I say young because I think she was in her 70s, very nice woman, was asking me how I make my gumbo because it came up. And I told her, and her eyes got bigger and bigger, and her mouth fell open. And she goes, "Good gracious, how can you eat that?" And I go, "Well, that's my family, my friends. They all love spicy hot food. In fact, if I have a cold, that's the best way to clean out the sinuses right
I'll
there."
bet, yeah.
But when we eat at home, the supplies are usually laid in for us so that we don't have to go out and shop. Where they get most of their supplies from, I'm not sure. It's one of those things that we're so busy, it's kind of hard for us to keep up.
If you needed a cup of milk, though, in the middle of the night, where would you go if you needed a cup of sugar, if you were making something and you just needed to run?
Well, I think, knowing Mrs. Claus, she would first find out who's got the least expensive and then go there. She's very frugal.
That's good. That's a frugal wife is a huge blessing.
Yeah. And we've got to live for centuries without,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Absolutely. So Fargo, North Dakota, a little different than the rest of the country, the rest of the world. I mean, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of self-employed people. I always say we have the lowest employment rate while also having a low unemployment rate because a lot of us don't have jobs, myself included. If you had to pick just one small business in town as your very favorite, who is on Santa's good list?
Who's on Santa? Well, I can't think of a business in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area that I don't think is very good. I have limited interactions with most of them because of my schedule. But when I have done businesses, visited them, or done events or anything, I'm always amazed at how outgoing these people are.
Absolutely.
You go to some parts of the country, and you're lucky if they will say hi to you when you greet them. And then other areas, especially here, they will engage you in conversation, much like we're doing now, and at length. And they want to know about you. They want to know what you're doing, why you're doing it. And I am all for that. The more we know about each other, the more empathy we have for each other.
Absolutely.
The easier it is for us to get along.
Absolutely. We all do things that we do for others. So obviously, I mean, you all the time, you work, right? All you're doing is making toys and delivering toys and seeing children. And it is a mountain of work for you. That's a huge pouring out of your cup. And then we all do things to fill our cups back up. For some people, it's rest. For others, it's play. But everybody kind of does their own thing at their own speed to recharge their batteries. What is it that you do to fill your cup, Santa Claus?
Well, some of the favorite things that Mrs. Claus and I like to do is go incognito, and we like to visit the Disney parks. We also like to visit Hawaii.
Yeah.
However, you really don't want to see this outfit in a bathing suit. I'm ashamed to say that I look like a beach ball. But we like to get around and relax just like anybody else.
Yeah. So Santa on his off time likes to travel.
Somewhat, not a lot. I like to get someplace and then do what I'm going to do for a while.
Absolutely. Well, that is the show. That's the show. It's afternoon.
Oh,
Can you
boy.
believe it? We've been doing it more than an hour. What do you think of
My
that?
goodness, it's quite a while.
On your way out here, not that you need it, but why don't you go ahead, plug yourself. Tell us who you are, how we can find you, how we can get in hold of you, and just goodbye.
Well, thank you. To everyone out there, especially in this area, my go-to company to get a hold of me is fmsanta.com. They schedule everything that I do in this area. Likewise, I have for other areas. But by all means, contact me if you need me. I will try to accommodate you as much as possible. And for all of you out there, not only do I want to extend the merriest of Christmas, but a happy and safe New Year.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming on, Santa. Of course, on the way out, I'm Conrad Fargo. You can find me anywhere. You can type Conrad Fargo. Do you ever shop on Amazon? Because I don't. You don't shop, right? You got your own.
Well, I send them a message when I need something that I don't have.
So you go out to Amazon here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know, Santa, that if you were to type in Conrad Fargo on Amazon.com, you would find me for sale?
I didn't know that.
I'm for sale. Buy me. Buy me, share me, like me. I need to be loved. Just send it out there. I'm Conrad Fargo. Whatever you're typing in, whatever you're on, type it in. Santa Claus, thank you so much for this fantastic, magical Christmas show. Thank you, listeners, for listening. We are going to get out of here with The Witch and the Cowboys because that's the song that's up. So see you next week.